Alright, first match with Punishing Maverick. Alright, so we're playing against this guy who we lost to yesterday on Sneak and Show. Luckily we're on the play, but unfortunately for us, kind of a poor matchup, especially without Folly in the main deck. I'm going to keep this hand because we have Knight of the Reliquary and Kasali Pride Mage to fight against. Sneak attack, we can fight with the Kasali Pride Mage. Show and Tell into Fatty, we can fight with the Knight of the Reliquary. Not much we're going to be able to do about an Omniscience, aside from just leaving mana up and being able to show in the Kasali Pride Mage. So I think what I want to do is develop my mana. If he goes turn 1 Show and Tell into Omniscience, I'm kind of screwed, but I think I'm kind of screwed no matter what I do, because if we both show and tell, if he shows and tells Omniscience, I show and tell Kasali Pride Mage, he can just cast Emrakul because he has priority. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fetch out an Arbor. Or not fetch an Arbor, but Zenith out an Arbor. Try and get ahead on mana. Alright, Punishing Fire, kind of a dead draw. Gonna get a Taiga here anyways, and let's just play out the Kasali Pride Mage, get in for 2 with Dryad Arbor. Could have played the Knight of the Reliquary that turn, but then I'm kind of just dead to force of, or yeah, if he forces that, then he can just go Show and Tell and do a Fatty, and then I'm dead. Alright, I think I'll attack with the Pride Mage. And I'm just going to play a Scavenging Ooze here. Just kind of keep adding pressure to the board, force him to have to either play a sneak attack or Show and Tell. Unfortunately, my clock is not that fast. He's only at 15. Alright, another Punishing Fire. I'm just going to attack for 5. Hopefully clock him. Hopefully this is fast enough. Cunning Wish. Alright. Nothing we can really do about it. Intuition. Alright. He's got a lot of cards in his hand. We're actually not doing the worst despite having 4 basically dead cards in our hand. I'm going to set a stop for his second main phase, just in case he has to like show and tell in a sneak attack, and if he does that, that way I can blow it up before he has the chance to put in a Gristlebrand at the end of his turn, which will stick around through my combat phase. Of course, if he does have the mana to show and tell in a sneak attack and put in Gristlebrand, he'll probably do it before combat, but just to be careful, I'm going to set a stop there for now. He's really tanking on this Brainstorm. Well, now we actually have lethal this turn, unless he can somehow kill one of my creatures or counter one of my punishing fires. So that's kind of nice, actually. These punishing fires might end up actually winning us this match. Alright, he's gonna Intuition probably for... Okay, he gets Emrakul. I think I'll exile one Emrakul. I don't think it's gonna matter that much, but may as well, right? I still have Punishing Fire mana open, so if he cracks a fetch land or something. Alright, there's the sneak attack. I'm going to have to take some damage and sacrifice all my permanents, I think. You know, maybe I should not have exiled that Emrakul, because then that would have given me mana for Punishing Fire and the ability to blow up his sneak attack. Well, I have to destroy his sneak attack either way. Well, I have to let that resolve. So, I think the correct play here is to destroy the sneak attack. I have to sacrifice all my permanents and go to 5. And now I just kind of have to hope that he needs to play a Show and Tell so I can put my Knight of the Reliquary into play. I need to draw some lands. Yeah, we're probably going to lose this game at this point. I think we needed to draw a land or something there. I mean, we have no real way to close out this game. Alright, another sneak attack. Probably going to die to that next turn, because he chose not to shuffle his library, which means he probably found something at least decent. If he puts in a Gristlebrand, though, I can Swords to Plowshares that, and he can't draw any extra cards. So I just have to hope it's not an Emrakul. Alright, Windswept Heath. Now we can fetch a red land, and if he doesn't do anything this next turn, we can just Punishing Fire him twice. Of course, we don't have mana to pay for anything like Spell Pierce, so we'll see what happens. Darn, I really was hoping that he would not have a Spell Pierce, because Force of Will at least makes him tap more mana. Alright, so I have an option here to play the Knight or to just try and Punishing Fire him again. I don't think he's going to put himself to 1, so I think I just have to hope and pray that the Knight resolves and he doesn't find a way to kill me next turn. Alright, well, now Punishing Fire is lethal if I can survive for one more turn. I don't know why he... Oh, he doesn't have 5 mana available now. He would have had to have tapped his tomb. Well, let's see what that last card in his hand is, I guess. Alright, another Force of Will. So these Punishing Fires ended up mattering quite a bit, I guess. Alright, so we actually won that game. That's very interesting. I'm going to cut the Punishing Fires and the Swords to Plowshares. Gaddock Teague is good. Containment Priest is great. Thalia is good. Worldly Tutor is good. Phyrexian Revoker is also good. Jite is pretty bad. Let's see. So I know that a lot of sneak attack decks play a lot of sweepers in the sideboard. Hmm. I think I can cut the third Stoneforge Mystic to bring us to 60 cards. Yeah, I kind of like that. Scavenging Ooze is kind of dead, but at least it's a faster faster clock than Stoneforge Mystic is. Though Stoneforge Mystic can fetch Sword of Fire and Ice, which can give a Hate Bearer protection from red, which sometimes can make a big difference. I think I'm just going to submit this. I think this is probably the best way to go. So I don't think I can keep this hand. If I brick on another land, then it's just, I don't think there's anything I can do. So I'm gonna mulligan. I'm gonna mulligan this because I don't have any green mana. This is a very keepable hand. At least he's on a mulligan to 6 too. I'm going to put the Windswept Heath on the top of my library. Just in case he has a slow Blood Moon, this way I can get a basic forest and play my Deathrite Shaman. That is a very good card in this matchup. And I don't really have a way to beat that. Besides just exiling his stuff with my Deathrite Shaman, so or just playing enough Hate Bears that that his single Grim Lavamancer a turn activation isn't good enough. I think I'm going to play the Gaddock Teak here. I really need to find a Phyrexian Revoker or a Worldly Tutor, though, to shut down that Grim Lavamancer. I'm going to exile his Tarn now, just in case he doesn't have a way to put another card in his graveyard before next turn. I mean, it's pretty unlikely, but may as well. Now that I know he has Grim Lavamancer, for games 2 and 3, I might bring in some number of Punishing Fires again, because it kind of cripples my plan of, playing guys that shut down his game plan. My Hate Bears all become pretty worthless. Okay. I'm going to play Grove, swing with Teague, And then we'll just pass back to him. Flash out our Containment Priest. Gotta clock him with something. Alright, Stoneforge Mystic, this is very good. Because I can at least get a Sword of Fire and Ice and play and equip it to the Stoneforge next turn, because he'll probably kill my Containment Priest. But at least killing my Containment Priest ties up a little bit of his mana. Oh my god, Phyrexian Revoker is a really good draw. My options. If I play the Revoker, naming Grim Lavamancer, he's going to activate Grim Lavamancer, shooting the Containment Priest, and then I can leave mana up to be able to vial in the Sword of Fire and Ice with the Stoneforge Mystic. I think that's probably the best way to do it. He's going to shoot the Containment Priest, probably. Yeah. So now, I could name Grim Lavamancer, but I have the Sword of Fire and Ice in my hand, which can actually protect something important. If I name Sneak Attack, that means he has to cast 2 spells or a fetch land and 1 spell next turn. I think I'm going to name Sneak Attack here. And hope he doesn't have enough ways to get cards into his graveyard to kill my Phyrexian Revoker. Show and tell. Alright. It's possible I maybe should have cracked my Horizon Canopy there. Actually, yeah, I definitely should have cracked my Horizon Canopy there. Alright, it wasn't a Knight of the Reliquary though, so... I can survive 1 hit from Emrakul. And I have enough mana to tutor up a Knight. I think what I'm going to do Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tutor up Knight of the Reliquary, because I can survive an Emrakul hit, and then I can fetch Caracas and bounce his Emrakul. Alright, Force of Will. Well, I don't have too many outs at this point. No, in fact, I'm just dead, because he shoots me with Grim Lavamancer and then attacks for lethal damage. Alright. Game 3. Game 3. So we've seen Grim Lavamancer. Maybe I'll board out Scavenging Ooze and Scrib Ranger for 2 Punishing Fire. Punishing Fire, at least we can also send to his dome. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this, because Scrib Ranger and Scavenging Ooze don't do too much in the matchup. Scrib Ranger does give you a way to block Gristlebrand and then protect it with Mother of Runes, but I think it's more important that I have more outs to be able to kill a Grim Lavamancer. I'm going to keep this hand. We have Mother of Runes. We also have Worldly Tutor. So is my best bet here to Worldly Tutor for a Hate Bearer? Of course, then that shows him that I have it. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Mother of Runes off of a Savannah, or maybe a Scrubland, actually. I don't really have any black cards that I want to cast. I know that I need white mana now for this Mother of Runes. I'm just going to get a Savannah and then cast this Mother of Runes. Because then I'll have a way to protect my Hate Bear that I do eventually play from Pyroclasm. Green Sun Zenith. Well, I kind of like Zenithing for 0 here to get an Arbor, and now I can leave up mana to Worldly Tutor something on his turn, and then I have a ton of mana next turn. The question is, what do I get with my Worldly Tutor? I'm just going to wait and see how this turn plays out. Probably Containment Priest. Okay, a Flooded Strand. Worldly Tutor. I could also get a Thalia and try and slow down his mana. He has a Flooded Strand, I have a Wasteland. I think I will get Thalia, actually. But I'm going to think about it for a second. He has Flooded Strand. If he wants to cast a red card, he'll probably have to fetch a Volcanic Island, and that'll leave him open to my Wasteland. And I do have Mother of Runes, so I can protect Thalia from a potential Pyroclasm. I think I'm going to get Thalia. He played a Brainstorm. So if he put cards he wants to shuffle away, he'll probably fetch at the end of his turn before drawing, so I'm going to play the Wasteland here. Then I'm going to play out my Thalia. Just in case he needs to get a red mana with this, and he wants to shuffle cards away. This way I can Wasteland his Volcanic Island at the end of his turn. Which will force him to either get blue mana or not crack his fetch land. Blood Moon. That is going to lock me out of casting anything for the foreseeable future. The most I can try to do is restrict his mana before that resolves. So I've got a 5-turn clock if I don't attack with Mother of Runes, a 4-turn clock if I do attack with Mother of Runes. I think I'm just going to play around Pyroclasm type effects by leaving up Mother of Runes. At least I'll be able to keep my Thalia around if he does play something like Pyroclasm. Alright, there's the Pyroclasm. So I'll give my Thalia protection from red and hope that she can go the distance. Or I draw a forest. Or a Punishing Fire at this point would help my clock too. But he's probably slowed me down enough to buy himself enough time to win. It all just kind of depends on how his draws go for the next little while, and what cards he plays. Now here I'm playing out my lands just in case I draw a forest followed by a Green Sun Zenith. I want to have the option to play a Green Sun Zenith and pay the maximum amount for like Spell Pierce or something like that. Alright, so I'm probably dead here. He's got a sneak attack. I have no way of stopping some sort of fatty. And I only have red mana. But I just have to hope that Thalia can get there. So now what I would like to draw is a Phyrexian Revoker, but I don't even know if that'll be enough. He's going to get to draw some cards here with Gristlebrand, so we will see. all he needs is like a Gristlebrand or an Emrakul to pretty much seal the deal here, so. Alright, and we lost. Not the best matchup. Blood Moon's tough. With only one basic forest in our deck, it's pretty hard to play around. As you saw, we had to kind of get the Mother of Runes into play on turn 1 so that we could protect our guys for the following turns. Maybe Containment Priest might have been the better card to get than Thalia. He still would have Pyroclasmed and we still would have had to protect that, but maybe it does help our chances going forward more than a Thalia would. With that Blood Moon, that really changed everything because we didn't really get to use... like, our Wasteland wasn't that effective. He just kind of kept drawing lands and was able to play around Thalia's attacks. My clock was too slow. So I'll see you guys for the next match.